Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, Stop Crying Poser. Greatest podcast known to man as voted by Krusty the Clown, Bozo the Clown, Pennywise, and John Wayne Gacy. We do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. Who do we have here live? We have Day Day, Geiges, Infamy, Late Bloomer, Day Day, D-Trick, Dad Beats Me with Magikarp, Mr. Jesus, OG Mickey, Tuesday, Love My Toe. Hopefully I didn't leave anyone out before we started the podcast. I'm wearing this clown wig because someone, we have little points bonuses and somebody got the points bonus for me to wear a wig. So we'll wear this goofy clown wig for, I don't know, a few minutes and we will get into the podcast. It was Thanksgiving yesterday. I usually, kind of a funny story, usually on Thanksgiving I would spend some time with my grandpa. He lives only a few miles away from me, kind of like my last remaining family member, so I try to hang out with him when I can. And I'm like, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. Do you want to go out and try to eat? And he's like, no, everyone's going to be busy. And I was like, okay, you want to go like maybe before that or after that? Or I'm actually going to a Thanksgiving dinner. Did you want to join me? And he's like, no, I'm going golfing. I'm like, what? What about that? What about the whole family thing? He's like, nope. I'm finally going to get a chance to golf without the golf course being all full of people. I'm going golfing. So on the topic of things I'm thankful for, I'm thankful that my grandpa can go enjoy himself on Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I had a sentiment the other day. Maybe it's been said before, but I thought it was kind of funny. I noticed all over social media, mainly with women, like as far as posting selfies, I noticed there's a lot of people that write, like, I'm so thankful, and then they post a selfie, and I wrote a tweet that was like, if you post a selfie and then write how thankful you are, to me it comes off as you just being thankful for yourself, which is wildly narcissistic. Like, oh man, we have this country, the Thanksgiving, we're celebrating. What are we thankful for? I think I'm thankful for me. Anything else? Maybe the food you're about to eat today, maybe your friendship, your job, happiness, car. If you're healthy, maybe thankful for your health. Nope, none of that, just me. Also, I wanted to show off my tits today. I'm thankful for me having tits. Oh. Okay, well, happy Thanksgiving to you too, I guess. I thought posting that I'd get a lot of backlash, but I probably, these days no one argues with you online anymore, or at least like skateboarders will still argue with you online, but people in your age group, like the mid-30s, there's no more arguing. They just delete you. They're like, oh, Ninja Lifestyle said something mildly offensive. I think I'll just delete him and never speak to him again for the rest of my life. Not that any of my friends would ever call me Ninja Lifestyle, but I think that's more on brand for things that would happen. There's no longer like, hey, was that directed at me? Hey, tag me next time. Nope, it's just like, you're gone. D-Trick says, mid-30s gang here. I'm not about cancel culture. Whatever happened to talking to the person? I think from their perspective, that's what they would say to me. They'd be like, oh, you made this post only about me? Especially considering it's a person that took a selfie and they're thankful for only themselves. Of course, they would think that your vague, broad statement would be only about them. So that would be their perspective. Hey, if you're going to make a post dedicated completely to me, why don't you just talk to me about it? Listen, lady, it's not about you. 50 different people on my friends list did this. And then you're gonna get deleted because they thought they were unique. They thought they were super unique. Like, what do you mean 50 people? I'm not the same as 50 people. I'm me. I'm myself, and I'm thankful, and you're deleted. So then we end up in the same boat either way. Speaking of just canceling and forgetting things that you don't like, let's talk again. We talk about T-Funk every week now. Let's talk a little bit about pro skater T-Funk. Many times now, I've made a video on T-Funk on my second YouTube channel, which is called Steve Hates Skating. T-Funk is this skater who dresses kind of feminine, and he has what I would call a fake style. He'll do a really basic trick and then bend his knee. He'll overly bend his knee, almost as if he's doing a curtsy. And people who are new to skating, they eat it up. They think that it's so unique and clever, and it's oh my gosh, what a cool style. And people who have been skating for a long time look at it and go, oh, like what's the difference from that and going, ta-da, jazz fingers. It's just overextending your body in an inefficient way. And for some reason, like the new school skaters think it's cool. I would put it right up there with, I mean, not to call myself out. I'd put it up there with as corny as bright green shoelaces, or you might as well wear a clown wig while you're skating. It's basically you're adding something to your skateboarding that's, rather than getting better at skating, rather than doing harder tricks, rather than, you know, challenging yourself to reach that next level, why not stay at the level you're at and just look weirder? Just be as weird as you can. I use Evan Smith as an example all the time. He's just a guy that he'll rip his shirt like completely off, and then he'll wear like, he'll be holding some, I don't know, some like glove in one hand, and the other hand he'll have like a chopstick, and then one shoe will be a bowling shoe and the other shoe will be a skate shoe, and then he'll do a trick and everyone will go, oh, so clever and creative. And then people who've been skating for a while are just like, why don't you stick to doing hard skateboarding tricks and less being a clown all the time? But to be fair, this is coming from a guy that does the roly-poly in green shoelaces, so who cares? Anyways, on topic, I keep saying, okay, I'm done making jokes. No more jokes about T-Funk. The joke is tired. No one's laughing anymore. But it's the internet, so it's not about who's laughing. It's more about who's crying. And I'm noticing that on my current channel, Ninja Lifestyle, and my secondary channel, Steve Hates Skating, lately, as far as the past month or even the past 3 months, the most commented on videos are my T-Funk videos, and the comments are always the same. They defend this guy saying, you're not allowed to talk shit about him. He's the best skater that ever lived. You're stupid for even saying that. I bet you don't even skate. Who's Ninja Lifestyle? He can't even skate. And then I go on there, and I don't fancy myself a very like skilled troll, but I definitely am a higher level troll than your average 15-year-old. So I go on there and I respond to every comment. And I just write, oh, you think T-Funk's good? How come the only tricks he can do is ollie? Why is the only trick he can do is ollie? And how come when he gets kicked out of a spot, he threatened to sue someone like a baby? And then the T-Funk fans, they go nuts. One thing I will give to T-Funk is his fans are loyal and stupid as all goddamn hell. He has the most loyal, stupid, easy to trick fans in the entire skateboarding world. And I've said over and over again, I'm going to stop making these jokes. I don't even think they're funny anymore. But the fact that they get so much response that I can't stop. I get dozens and dozens of comments every day on videos that are months and months old. Oh man. So next week I have another T-Funk video coming out, and I just put one out yesterday, and I have a YouTube short coming out. It's one of those things where, for me, for a long time, YouTube has been a lot about volume, right? Put out a lot of different videos in a short amount of time. I was one of the first people on YouTube to do daily videos that were kind of meant to be watched one time. Before me and a couple of other people on YouTube, skateboarding YouTube videos were meant to be just video parts. So each channel would put out one video part every 3 months, or a pro skater would come out with a video part once a year, and they would hope that they got views. Okay, you're going to go back and watch that video once a year. At that time, I was watching Call of Duty videos where people would play Call of Duty and they would talk about the strategies they use, and then they would talk about something funny that happened in their life, kind of like this podcast, or they would talk about like current events and just mention their general opinions on social issues. And they would come out with 7 videos a week. And you're not supposed to go back to the video that came out 2 months ago and rewatch it. No, you just wake up every day, you watch their one video, and then you move on with your life. I sort of try to make that into YouTube for me. So now I use a similar, I mean, maybe not as far as like current events and topics and what's going on in my life, but I do try to drop bait in a lot of different areas, right? You guys have seen I make a cooking video. I make a spot check video. I make a flat bar video. I make a video of ninja review. Then I'll review pro videos. And I sort of put bait all around the lake. Let's call YouTube the lake. And I wait until I find an area where that bait, all the fish are gonna bite. And right now, the area where all the fish are biting, and fish aren't known for being smart, is the T-Funk fans. They are, it is raining dumb fish in the T-Funk area of the lake. So these jokes are still going. These jokes are probably going to keep going for a long time until eventually the fish either all die or get old, or eventually like, they're going to all stop skating, obviously. If T-Funk is their favorite skater, they're definitely going to quit skating in the next couple of years anyway. So eventually that area of the lake will dry up. Today's Black Friday. Yeah, Black Friday, everybody. By the time this comes out on YouTube, it will be Cyber Monday. And maybe if anybody is in the chat room right now, if anyone has any really useful Black Friday deals, things that everyone would want to use, like toilet paper or soaps, like types of soap or lotions or household cleaning products. If anyone has any Black Friday deals that they think are just an absolute steal, please let me know in the chat room right now. Also, please let me know if you're watching this on Sunday or Monday, which will be Cyber Monday. If you find any good deals out there, feel free to let me know in a comment. I don't need a link, just kind of describe the deal and I'll go out and find it. I'm excited for Black Friday deals. I kind of wait until Black Friday to get a new TV. But when it comes to anything over the price of $200, I feel like anything over $200 shouldn't be frugal, like not frugal, the wrong word, shouldn't be unnecessary spending. And what I mean by that is all my TVs are working fine. So I don't need a new TV. I have a TV in this room. I have a 42-inch here. I have a 42-inch in my bedroom. And then I have my 50-inch TV in my living room. And they all work fine. Only one of them is a smart TV. So I kind of wish, you know, I could watch Netflix on that TV without using like a Fire Stick. But basically, I can't justify spending $200 even if it is a good deal. Now, you give me a deal on a salad spinner, you know, you give me a $17 product for $13, I'm in. But when it gets over $200, I can't frivolously, is that the right word? I can't frivolously spend that. Speaking of the salad spinner, I tried to describe a salad spinner to a pregnant woman last night at Thanksgiving dinner. And she's like, so why do you spin the salad? I'm like, oh, it dries it off. And she's like, does it clean it too? And I'm like, well, yeah, you kind of clean it first. And then after you're done cleaning it, you use the spinner to dry it off. And she's like, oh, why? And I was like, oh, lady, listen, you already have a 2-year-old daughter and you're about to have another child. Do I have a documentary for you? There is so much lettuce in America with E. coli that you must watch the Netflix documentary called Poisoned. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you got to watch it. And then once I start talking about like a Netflix documentary about half of the food supply being poisoned, then she starts looking at me like I'm a conspiracy guy. She's like, yeah, anyways, I wish I didn't ask you about your fucking salad spinner, you fucking crazy. Who invited crazy Uncle Steve to the fucking Thanksgiving dinner? Can somebody get this weird lettuce guy away from me? So that's how I spent Thanksgiving last night. I went to my friend Rye Dog's mom's house. Big family. They have a big family. I don't have much of a family at all, so I usually go over there. I also got invited to my buddy Ward's house on Sunday, but I wasn't feeling good on Sunday, so I skipped that. Went to this one. Also, small thing. Sometimes it's about the small things in life. The small reason that I know, and this makes me happy, that I know that their family considers me family. First off, I was pretty much the only non-family member there. So that's part of it. I'm the only one there that doesn't have like their blood, like part of the bloodline in them. But also, when it came time to leave, I wanted to leave early. You know, I don't like being in a family situation anyways. I started getting anxious. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm about to get out of here. And they're like, oh, wait, Steve, we have to make you a plate. We have to make you a to-go box, a bunch of to-go boxes. I'm like, oh, you don't have to. They're like, no, we're going to have so much extra food that you'd be helping us. And I'm like, oh, shit. You have so much extra food, I'd be helping you? I'd love to help you. You know, you just fed me for free. Hell yeah, I'll be helpful. So then I leave. They give me fucking 30 pounds of food. And Aunt Dawn, which is Ryan's mom's sister, she comes up to me. She's like, Steve, I'm so sorry we couldn't give you more turkey. And I'm like, don't worry about it. And she's like, I'm so sorry. You're not gonna get the leftovers that we wanted to give you. We wanted to give you more. I'm like, okay, no worries. They're like, here's your leftovers. I grab the bag. My shoulder fucking dislocates. I'm like, what the fuck? There's like 15 pounds of food. You're apologizing that it's not more? And she's like, I'm sorry. I wanted to give you more. And I'm like, dude, what? This is enough food for a week. What do you mean you're sorry? You're apologizing to me that you didn't give me more food? First off, it's one of two things. Either they think I'm homeless or they think I'm family. Either one, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Which reminds me, maybe they think I'm homeless. Which reminds me, when I was probably 17 years old, I was dating this chick. And this chick had like a really bad relationship with her mom, so she would never introduce me to her mom, right? And because her mom was crazy, her mom would never let her hang out with a boy or anything like that. But her grandma was a little more progressive, so I got to meet this girl's grandma. She bought me like Panera bread or something one day. And then one day I go to see this girl. You know, I'm just a skateboarder, right? I show up dirty. I skateboard everywhere. My car's fucking dirty and nasty. I have stains all over my shirt from falling down at the skate park. And I remember she's like, so my grandma gave me like $40 and she wanted me to give this to you. She thinks you're homeless. I'm like, what? First off, I'm not homeless. Second off, give me that fucking money and tell her I said thanks. Oh, man. That is funny. Speaking of that particular person, I went on a date with her after my last relationship, and then she turned sober. I went out with her. She was shit fucking hammered, super drunk, you know, just dying, sloppy drunk. And then a week later, she's like, I'm never drinking again. And now it's been like, what, 2 years, 3 years? And she's on Facebook every day, like still sober. Like, cool. I feel like did I contribute to that somehow? Yes, no, I don't know. I like the new fake tits. I like the new sober you and your new fake tits. I'm a big fan. If you're watching. Anyways, moving on. I'm not a super religious person, right? But I did drive home the other day. And I saw this church by my house. It's actually the church that I skate. I take my flat bar to this church parking lot, and I skate there on Tuesdays sometimes. And I noticed there was a big line of cars. Turns out they were giving away free food. You wait in line. You don't even have to be part of the church. You wait in your drive-through line, which I don't want to be judgmental, but I did see some nice cars in the line. I don't know why, if you're driving an Escalade, that you're begging for church food, but, you know, who knows? God works in mysterious ways. I don't know. But I think that's nice. I think that's nice of the church to give away food. I think that's a good thing. I don't know why I thought to bring that up, but driving by, I was like, maybe I'll talk about this on the podcast. I think it's nice that these churches, you know, they make a ton of money, right? Aren't they tax exempt too? These churches are just money printing machines. And then they take some of that money and they actually give it back to people who probably, maybe some of them don't even need it. There's got to be people taking advantage of these churches. I would do it, but I wouldn't do it. I would do it, but I have more fucking respect than that. It's like, I don't know where that sentence was going. I would do it, but I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I would not do that. I don't want to go to that church. I feel like I'd be like cheating. Feels like it'd be cheating. Anyways, would you guys like to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack? Love My Toe says, people get greedy when it's something free. Well, right here, I got something free for you. Right here, free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack donated to you, the viewer, out of appreciation. There's no one else on this entire platform, on any podcast in the universe, that gives away free Ninja Lifestyle stickers every single week. All you have to do is answer this trivia question correctly. The trivia question is, what is coulrophobia? Coulrophobia. C-O-U-L-rophobia. It is the extreme or irrational fear of blank. Now we know arachnophobia is the extreme fear of spiders, I think. What is coulrophobia? OG Mickey says clowns. Low-key says fear of clowns. Guy just says cauliflower. I gave you guys a hint at the beginning. Look, everything has a purpose on this stream sometimes. OG Mickey is the winner. So, OG Mickey, after the podcast, give me your address and I will send you a sticker pack. Also, if there's anyone who I owe a sticker pack to that I have forgotten about, just let me know. Just feel free to remind me. I forget things all the time, especially with like Ninja Review. I get a lot of, I don't get a lot of requests, but I get a lot of submissions. I don't get a lot of submissions. I get a few submissions, and even the few that I get, I lose them sometimes. OG Mickey says, do I have to be in the USA? Typically, yes, but Mickey, you've won trivia so many times now, I will send these to you no matter where you are, because I just recently found out flat envelopes under 1 ounce, I can send anywhere in the world for $1.50. I should try it with like North Korea. They say anywhere in the world. Do they really mean anywhere in the world? I don't know. Moving on. Church food giveaway. What else did I talk about? I went to a dive bar the other day. I'm not sure if I talked about this on my last podcast. I went to a super nasty, ugly, dirty, dingy dive bar. I think this was on last Friday. And they were serving bone marrow. And I was like, I saw this like super like tough, fat, like 1%er, like biker gang looking bald guy, racist looking guy eating bone marrow. And I'm like, am I in fine dining? What the fuck is going on? So I get another beer and I asked the bartender, I was like, hey, is that guy eating fucking bone marrow? And she's like, yeah, we have bone marrow on the menu. And I'm like, can I see the menu? Like, what? Why are you guys serving this? Like, most dive bars, you're lucky if the cook can make French fries. So I look at the menu. I couldn't find bone marrow on the menu. I did see bone marrow tacos, which I gotta try. But I thought that was interesting. And I guess that just goes to show you that you can't always judge a book by its cover. So next time I go to that bar, I will be trying out the I don't know if it's going to be the bone marrow, but they have like steaks and shit too. So I'll check that out. Maybe, what if they had Wagyu? Oh, it'd probably be fake, wouldn't it? Can I talk to you about evil, awful, horrible people in the service industry? The story was at a bar. I stopped, where was I? Oh yeah, I went to get my oil change, which by the way they tried to charge me over $100 to get my oil changed. And I was like, what? Excuse me? That's not how the world is going to go. What? They tried to charge me all that fucking money. I got it down to like $56 for just the oil change. And then they topped off some coolant, and then I was cool. I was like, this is nice and cool. Kind of ridiculous. I really at this point, I should just learn how to change my own oil. I watched the YouTube video. It looks easy. I just feel like with my bad luck, it's not an impossible theory that I would be the guy that dies changing his own oil. and then I'd be the laughing stock of YouTube. This guy used to be a pro skater, tried to change his own oil, died. They didn't find him for 4 days. He shit his pants. He's always doing a podcast about shitting his pants. Now he died under his car shitting his pants. He died under a 09 Toyota Corolla. What a loser. Anyways, let's talk about horrible people. On the way back from getting my oil changed, I was passing a bar where one of my friends works. So I was like, let me go in there, have one beer, gamble my $5 and say hi. I go in there. I sit down. It's semi-crowded, right? It's probably like 3 p.m. I don't know who's at the bar at 3 p.m., but somebody is. And this woman comes in. She sits down to gamble, and I'm listening. And I listen. This is what I do all the time. I eavesdrop on everyone. I don't know if it's like autism or what, but when I'm at the bar, sometimes someone will be talking directly to me, and I will mute their conversation to listen to the conversation behind them, and I can't turn it off or on, especially if I've been drinking. And then I have to do this thing where I snap out of it like a fucking cartoon. I'm like, what? What were you saying? Sorry, I was listening to the person behind you. I'm usually pretty honest about it. I'm like, dude, I zoned out. I was listening to the conversation behind you. They're talking about Black Friday deals. So anyways, I'm sitting here playing my Keno game in silence. I don't have any friends at the bar except for the bartender. And I'm listening to everyone's conversations. And I listen to this woman go, can I have a cup of water, not a glass? I want it in a cup. And those are her exact words. I want a cup of water in a cup. That was the end of the sentence. And it was, I'm not going to describe the woman. I'm not going to describe the woman because you guys will know this type of woman by the end of the story. So there's 2 bartenders on shift. My friend goes and grabs her a coffee mug, fills it with hot water. She wanted hot water, a cup of hot water. Maybe I didn't say that. Can I have a cup of hot water, not a glass, a cup? He comes, he gets hot water. He sets down the hot water. She goes, where's my spoon? And he goes, spoon? She goes, yes, I asked for a cup of hot water with a spoon. And I listened to the whole conversation. Bitch, you never said spoon. At no point in this conversation did you ever say spoon. Also, why? Also, it's not something he would have just known to do. He followed your every instruction perfectly. He followed it perfectly, and then she was waiting. She had it loaded and cocked and ready. Where's my spoon? I told you the first time I wanted a spoon. Dude. Of course, he's at work. You know, he's like, oh, I didn't hear you say spoon. I'll grab one right now. He goes and grabs it, brings her a spoon. No big deal. No one cares. But I'm sitting there dying inside because I'm just like, what? What kind of Karen bullshit is this? How many times has she done this? Is it just some wiring that makes her want to speak down to people? Also, at what do they never, like, does she not able to look at herself and realize how much of a shithead she is? Like, you purposely did this. Maybe it's some type of bipolar where they blocked out the part. Maybe in her mind, she believes that she said spoon, but she did not. At no point did she say spoon, and she was so excited, ready, and happy to correct this guy, my friend, about the spoon. And I can't help but think, first off, the water's probably free. Water's free at these bars. I can't help but think that if she got food after that, or a beer, or a glass of wine, I can't help but think that she probably won't leave a tip because she's going to pretend that someone intentionally left out her spoon just to frustrate her. And I wish that we could create a law to where we could punish these people. I also wish we could publicly shame them. I wish there was cameras everywhere, and there are cameras everywhere, and it's kind of petty, right? This is petty of me. Petty of me to bring up the camera and be like, oh, here's a video of you from literally 20 seconds ago not saying spoon. do you want to, like, do you have anything to say for yourself? Do you think they would go, it's one of two responses. They go, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I said spoon. Or they'll play dumb. I'm sorry, I thought I said spoon. Or it would be, why are you recording me? I didn't give you permission to record me. How do I know you didn't Photoshop this? I thought I said spoon. Can I speak to a manager? I don't want a video of me lying. I don't want to see a video of me lying, and I will never come to this establishment again because you show me who the real me is, and I don't want to look at the real me. Like, it's got to be something along the lines of that. Is there any psychologists in the chat? Any sociologists who can explain what type of psychopath fucking behavior that is? Because there's no place for that in the service industry, in my opinion. Jesus, where's my spoon? That was her exact words. Where's my spoon? Where's my spoon? What, bitch? I don't know. Probably at your house. He should have said at your house. I don't know. Did you bring a spoon? Did you lose your spoon? Where's your spoon? Check. The lady at seat number 7 has lost her spoon. It certainly wouldn't be a spoon that I would have to provide because she didn't ask for a spoon. She said, where's my spoon? Does anyone know where this lady's spoon is? Can we all look on the ground, stand up, shine your flashlight on the ground, because this dumbass lady has lost her spoon. That was me on the microphone. If nobody got the sound effects. Okay. So I made this joke yesterday during the late night stream. By the way, we stream here on Twitch on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Usually around 9 p.m. to like 1 a.m., somewhere around that range. So if you guys are bored during that period of the day, feel free to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. This joke may have been made before in the past. I feel like I might be stealing a comedian's joke. But last night on the stream, we had somebody who was who was correcting everyone else's spelling. And I know some of you guys who are watching me right now in the chat room right here know who I'm referring to. Somebody kept correcting everyone else's spelling. And I thought of the term grammar Nazi. And then I thought of how funny the term grammar Nazi is. It just seems so far-fetched for me to compare someone who perhaps, like, leaving out an apostrophe makes you a German dictator. Like leaving out an apostrophe in a sentence online is akin to the death of like 9 million Jews. And I think it's just so funny that one day someone woke up and was like, grammar Nazi. That's going to be a term that will be in the English language for years to come. Like, oh, instead of writing Y-O-U-R, you wrote Y-O-U-R-E. You certainly are a Nazi. You are responsible for the death of many people in the Holocaust. You piece of shit. I can't believe you spelled something slightly wrong. Oh, man. It's especially like in our current like political climate. If you do anything that's like anything that's anything right of the left, if you do anything even like central, if you're like, you're like, I'm kind of okay with abortion, but I don't really care either way. They're like, Nazi. I'm like, what? I'm a Nazi now? Like, I don't really care what women do. Nazi. You spelled a word wrong. Nazi. Like everyone's a Nazi now, dude. I'm the guy. I'm like, pineapple on pizza. Nazi. Like, you might as well fucking sig hail, fucking throw your arm in the air, fucking tattoo a swastika on your right pectoral muscles and say not welcome and join the fucking KKK because goddamn it, pineapple does not belong on pizza. You goddamn Nazi. Everything's a fucking Nazi now. He slightly disagreed with. I got a slight wrinkle in my shirt. Nazi. Okay, cool. I just hate. I don't know if I like that word. It's funny just because now, you know, like politically everyone's considered a Nazi, but it all started with bad grammar. You know, when the Nazis finally come back and take over, just know they got their in from American English grammar. That was how they got their clutches back on America's youth, via one apostrophe at a time. 9. They just came in here. 9. That is not how you spell it. Okay. Final topic of the day. I appreciate, and this is not calling anyone out. I'm going to discuss that at the end of this topic. I'm not calling anyone out. I appreciate, as a skateboarder who's getting older and older, and my body is not holding up very well to skateboarding. My knees hurt. My back has been injured for many years. You know, my shoulders, I need to stretch out more, stretch out my hips, my knees, my ankles, my feet. I run out of breath easier. I really appreciate the pro skaters and just big skateboarding names, big names in skateboarding, who, when they hit their 30s and 40s, they clean up their diet, they start working out, they stop drinking, they go vegan. You know, whatever it is they do, they find God, whatever it is, you know, they find something in their life and they decide that they want to keep skateboarding for as long as possible. So they will then give up some of these toxic traits, like drinking alcohol. I appreciate that these guys love skateboarding so much that they will sacrifice something else that they like, right? Unhealthy foods, junk foods, being lazy, playing video games. They're not going to play video games as much. Working out their legs. A lot of skateboarders over the years have kind of cleaned up their act so that they can get an extra 5 years out of skating or an extra 10 years out of competitive skateboarding. And I very much appreciate those guys, and I think they're very inspirational. Now, there's the other faction of skateboarders who do the same thing, but as they're doing it, they make sure to shame everyone else who's still drinking. They shame everyone who's not working out. They shame everyone who is still like a skinny skateboarder. They shame the people who are still in their 20s, who can still skate, who can still do tricks and still be like alcoholics, right? There is a place in like the lifespan of a human where you can kind of be a fuck up on the weekends and still do your job. You can't do that for your whole life, or you can't do that for your whole skateboarding career or athletic career, but you can do it for a while, right? And then when people get old, they start shaming the young people. Oh, you're still drinking? Well, what the hell? Don't you know? I stopped. Oh, you don't work out your legs? Or don't you know? You don't do physical therapy? Well, don't you know I do that? And it makes me a better skater because I'm trying to hang on to my past. They shame those people below them. And also, a lot of these guys that get older and they find something that kind of helps out their life, they then try to sell that to you. Not only do they give you like the good word of, hey, eating chia seeds and eat less red meat and try to stay away from saturated fat. Oh, and also buy my new protein supplement. There's a lot of skateboarders that do that. And I wrote I wrote a condensed version of that thought on Twitter, and I got a lot of likes, a couple of retweets, more interaction than I usually get. And one of the responses was exactly what Mr. Jesus just said. Are we talking about someone specific? So, Mr. Jesus, it's a really vague thought, okay? When I made this tweet, I was shouting out the people. It was supposed to be a positive tweet, not a negative tweet. I was shouting out the people that changed their lives for the better. That was it. And I said, I like those people more than the ones that change their lives and then try to sell you something. And everyone thought that I was taking a shot at some specific person. Well, the issue is that this thought is so vague and open-ended that there's probably 30, 40, or 50 people that the first half of that thought represents. There's a lot of OG skaters who have bettered their lives. And a lot of them who've done it without trying to sell you something and without trying to shame you. So that part of the tweet, sure, it could be a specific person. It could be 20 people, 30 people, 40 people. It could be 50 people. But it's also such an open-ended tweet that the second half of that idea, but a lot of you guys become start shaming each other and become real douchebags about it and then try to make money off of it. Well, guess what? That part of the tweet is also open-ended because there's a fucking shit ton of old skaters that, I get it, make your bread, do what you got to do, but the shaming part is kind of weird. And also, I don't know, like, you're going to sell a product that's twice the price of a product that would work just as well. Also, all you pro skaters that have gotten in shape with, let's say, with your own custom protein supplement and with your custom discount code, you can get 15% off. I guarantee you when you first started getting in shape, you weren't taking that expensive ass supplement. You were taking the cheap version because skaters are inherently frugal people. So you're selling a fucking lie. And yeah, that doesn't apply to one person. There's a ton of you motherfuckers that do that. I'm not saying that here's the good part. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do that given the opportunity. I mean, I rode a hoverboard for money. I rode a hoverboard for some Chinese company. They paid me $700 to make a review video on a hoverboard. I rode it twice, and now it's sitting in my backyard broken from getting rained on for 5 years. So yeah, I'm also down to sell out, but I'd prefer not to sell out while shaming people doing the same sport as me. Whatever. I don't think that's a profound thought. I just think that's, I don't know. I think that's just calling out the fucking toxic people out there. Whatever. Anyways, that's all I have for the podcast. Can I get a oh, hell yeah from those of you in the chat? If you tuned in late and missed the first half of the podcast, don't worry. The repeat of this podcast comes out on Sundays, early in the morning. It comes out on YouTube, on Podbean, on podcast app, on Spotify, anywhere where podcasts can be found. You guys can check out Stop Crying Poser. Thank you to Fat Wizard for the resubscribe this month. That'll be his second month in a row. No donations today, which is fine. No big deal. You guys don't have to donate, but if you do want to support the podcast without spending money, I get it. It's Black Friday. We want to save our money for household items that I have yet to find out about. I did notice on Amazon, if you buy a giant thing of toilet paper and you pretend you're going to subscribe next month, you can get it like $17 off. Little cheat sheet for you guys. But if you can't send money, what you can do is tell a friend about the podcast. Tell a family member. You probably got family in town. Tell them. Shout out to Mr. Jesus, OG Mickey, Guyjus, Love My Toe, D Trick, Late Bloomer, and Infamy. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Toad, bro. Let me know if you guys are watching this on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts on the grammar Nazis. Let me know your thoughts on, I don't know, old school athletes shaming the younger guys. Old athletes shaming young athletes for not realizing that they're not old yet. I don't know. How do you phrase that in the right way? What else do we got? Selfies on Thanksgiving. Do you think that they are narcissistic? Let me know in a comment. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Hope for those of you who have families, hope you had some fun family time. And hopefully your family time involves drinking some beers. If you partake in beer, feel free to do that with your family. It's nice. It's fun. You might not see them for a while. I know a lot of people only get together around like Thanksgiving and birthdays and the holidays. So I hope everyone's having a great weekend. And that's all I got. As I always say to you guys, be safe out there. Don't drink too much and don't drink too little. You took a selfie on Thanksgiving? Nazi.